young elected officials, and even before while he was in school. So I know some of the other people intimately as friends in the race. However, my choice to support Jeff Greene is because Jeff is a dynamic Floridian who is someone, and when we talk about someone who's pulled themselves up by the bootstraps, he's someone who has really worked to say, I've done this and I've been there, and his dad worked hard and lost a lot, which is how his family ended up moving to Florida. But he was able to take the little bit that he did have, put it together, learn the real estate game, and go make a lot of money, and go make other people a lot of money and help other people in the process. And so because of his business acumen, that's why I'm supporting Jeff. And for me, it's a very personal decision. Like I said, I wasn't looking for, I'm not just a campaign operative, but I do want to see Jeff win. And one of the things that is, to me, the reason that I believe that Jeff can do this is because he's an outsider. As you know, with the young lady, the Democrat that won in New York, she beat the number 4 leader in the House. And it wasn't, Ocasio, exactly. And it wasn't just because her campaign operation wasn't the best. They didn't have all the money in the world, but people want to see outsiders, which is why when I lost my election in 2002, I didn't just go and run for everything else that came up. No, I worked, I did, and I said, if there's a possibility that I can serve, which is the reason I ran in the first place, let me do it. And I think Jeff is doing that. Like when he ran for Senate back in 2010, he didn't do it because he needed to be a senator. He was a billionaire at the time. He did it because he wanted to use his resources to see something different in Florida happen, where his children were growing up. And the other thing I believe that's important to understand that, yes, he's an outsider when it comes to not having held elected office before, but even before he decided to run for the Senate in 2010, up and down the ticket, you can look at Democrats throughout the state of Florida, and Jeff has given them money. He's offered real estate, given them coaching, advice, and he has been there as a candidate as an individual in the state who wanted to see things better, not just as a candidate to win an office. And so I think that's one of the reasons why he brings so much to the table. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you as we get into the questions, because I'd rather make it more than me giving Jeff stump speech, and Jeff is the same way. He really wants to have an intimate time, question and answer. What do you think? Why is this important? And to tell you his ideas for making Florida better when it comes to education, which is his main platform. Education and even with the living wage and the other things that he believes in, it all goes back and starts with how the foundation comes about, and that's through education. So what he wants to do, and I want to make sure that I give it to you, one of his main thing is to put students first, stopping the flow of public dollars to private and charter schools with no rules. And we know how it is when we take these tax dollars, our dollars, and we know during FTE week how, especially, any teachers in the room? Teachers, president,
retired.
So you know.
And my husband love here. I'm loving what you're saying.
And here's the thing, Jeff has a school down in Palm Beach County.
Would you do us a favor and
I'm sorry, yes.
something behind him?
Yeah. I can sit right, I'll be right
over
over here.
and sit with me.
The chair is so comfy though, isn't it?
Sorry. No, I thought you were starting at 6:30, so I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
I'm good.
No, but Jeff has a school in Palm Beach County that he started. And one of the reasons that Jeff started the school is because he saw the deficit that was happening, and he said, well, hey, I got a couple nickels to rub together. I'll start a school instead of trying to, because that's the danger. When we have, as you know, in public education, when you take those dollars out of public education, put them into private and charter schools with no rules and no oversight, you take that money away from students who can't afford to put the additional dollars together to go to a private or a charter school. Jeff is committed to ensuring that that doesn't happen, even though he wanted to give students a chance. So his private school, when they say scholarships funded to the school, that means you pay nothing. So he's able to take schools from their county and put students in his school so they can have a different kind of upbringing without having to pay the additional dollars, which is what it should be.
Is this school supported at all by dollars from the Florida taxpayers?
Just school?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not. It is, and that's why he said I wanted to make sure I read it verbatim. His goal as the governor is to stop the flow of public school dollars to private and charter schools with no rules. specifically. And I wanted to make sure that we all understood that, because that was something that's near and dear to me. My family, all of my family members are educators. I'm currently a professor of communication at Edward Waters College. So that's my day job. But all of my family members are either teachers or retired teachers. My mother, my grandmother, uncles, aunts, everybody in my family, there was a commitment to education. And of course, one of the other big commitments is that we don't take public dollars and put them over in private schools where they have no oversight as to how this thing is helping students. So Jeff is committed to that. The other thing is that I know that there's something near and dear to me. Yes.
You say you want to stop the flow of public dollars to schools with no rules.
Yeah.
But you're not saying you want to stop it to any schools, just schools with no rules.
Well, it's public and private. What he wants to do is to ensure that public dollars, all public dollars, and this is verbatim from him, public dollars stay in public schools.